They say you are what you eat, so I don't eat chicken feet. But I love me some of Grandma's pickled beets. Well, cut it up, put it in the pan, throw it over your shoulder and see where it lands right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Maters, taters, beans and corn, the cows in the barn and the sheep's been shorn, kids in the barnyard chasing Grandpa's chicken. Spices, slices, cuts and dices, gonna slash your grocery prices right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Help you grow your garden good with recipes to suit your mood. Try some grub you've never tried before. Smash it with a wooden mallet, gonna educate your palate. Right here in Farmer's Kitchen, in Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. We're gonna cook something good now.
Funding for Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen is brought to you by L81 Bottling Company. Taste, love, and share the tradition. Pioneering healthcare in Kentucky, Ephraim McDowell Regional Medical Center in Danville, putting patients and families at the center of our attention. Not far from home, but far from ordinary, the Bluebird, Stanford, Kentucky. The Spine Center of Central Kentucky is a multidisciplinary center to take care of your back, neck, and nerve pain. The Spine Center of Central Kentucky. We treat all of our patients like family.
Clark Legacy Center, where we help families celebrate a life. With locations in Brandon Crossing, Frankfort, and Versailles.
Hello and welcome to Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. Could that be rain up there?
I hope so.
You know, usually we're a week behind when you're watching this. It's been dry here in Franklin County. Let me tell you what, and our garden is a mess. I mean, it looks good, but we've been having water.
Right.
But I don't think it's going to rain, but look what we got going on behind us. Oh no! Is there a smoke alarm? Look at that. That's what we're talking about. Now, why we have all this smoke up here? Well, you like the bacon.
I love the bacon.
Now let me tell you what we did. We took equal parts, just like Jay showed us a while back. We took kosher salt, brown sugar, and real 100% maple syrup. Now we just did a cup apiece, equal parts, and I did probably a third of a cup of coarse ground black pepper because I like that.
Good.
Oh yeah. So I'll tell you what let's do. We got our smoke rolling. Now we got some friends coming over. Remember Jennifer who showed us the edible plants? Mm-hmm. Now we're going to talk about medicinal plants. Her and Craig are coming over here in a little while. But first, let's get some smoke rolling across this bacon that we've let set for 7 days. We've turned it over every day with that mixture. A lot of times people will rinse this off. I'm going to leave all that on there.
Sounds good to me.
Because we're going to eat it almost immediately.
Yum.
We're going to probably warm smoke it, maybe get that temperature up just a little bit on the inside, and then we're going to commence just to eat this bacon until it's gone.
I like that.
Because we can.
All this, it's a big slab.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's get to work. I think that's the coddles. I think they're on their way up. We're going to learn about medicinal plants. In a little while, your mom's going to show us how to make some quick and easy pickles. A little different take on things because they're already prepped. There's very little work. Some of my favorite pickles in the world. I didn't know what she was doing. Now I know her secret. And it's like a fun kitchen project that a kid could do.
Right.
Yummy. Also, we're going to honor our Father's Day, show some little clips of our dads, some things they've done. We've got a great show for you tonight. You remember where you got your ideas for using red bud blooms in salad? I think they're here.
I can't wait to learn new stuff.
Medicinal plants this time.
Medicinal. Okay.
Let's go see if they're here. All right, Jennifer's back. That was a popular piece we did there back with the edible plants. So now we're going to still talk about edible stuff, but we're going to talk about some different things and medicinal values. Mm-hmm. Red clover, everybody knows red clover.
It's a little bit larger than white clover, which is also right here, kind of close to the ground. We all have this in our yard, but this usually you can find on in fields, on roadsides, because most of us hopefully cut our grass before it gets this big.
Right.
But red clover is great.
What are you saying about my grass?
It's awesome. Red clover we can pick, and you can lay this out on like a cookie sheet or in a screen in your backyard on a sunny day and dry this out, and it makes a fantastic tea. And this is used to calm you down.
Really?
Yeah, it's
So
just
got a
really
calming effect.
soothing, relaxing type
So
tea.
would you take a handful of those and just dry them out a couple days in the sunshine?
Yeah.
And then put
Yeah,
Put 'em
with a
in
little honey,
well.
really great. You can buy this, of course, at the store, but why not just make your own?
Well, how about that? Red clover right
clover.
here. I'm gonna start gathering that. We'll make some tea. All right, now I got my stick out because there's some stuff I don't want to touch.
Definitely.
Nikki was up here the other day. She said, "Ow, what's hurting?" I said,
Ouch.
"Oops, that's a stinging nettle is the reason why they call it." Tell us about this plant.
That plant hurts so bad.
Oh yeah.
It's just awful. It wraps around your legs and it kind of tugs and it stings and it just feels like 100 little tiny miniature bees and it just doesn't go away.
Like a little
It's just awful.
jellyfish.
Yeah, it's like a jellyfish. That's exactly what it's like. It's just awful. And the strange thing about it is the cure for that is that. If you pull that plant up and you throw it in a blender and you blend it up, the juice from that plant, if you apply it to the sting, will actually soothe the sting.
All right, we've talked about the bad. Now, what's the good with the stinging nettle?
The stinging nettle also is loaded, the juice, it's been used for centuries to treat iron deficiency anemia.
No kidding.
Yeah, they've used that for centuries. And also, if you have someone that has bleeding issues like nosebleeds or such, it's full of vitamin K. So you can, if you drink it on a regular basis, it will help clot blood.
Well, how about that?
It's loaded, it's a very rich source of vitamin K.
Obviously, we got blackberries here.
Delicious, yeah. Blackberries. But actually, I'm not going to tell you about the berries because you already
We know
they're
what those are good for.
You know what those are good for. I was going to tell you about the leaves.
Hmm.
You can take the leaves
All right.
and carefully take the leaves because these little bushes are full of briars. And dry these leaves and make a tea for an upset stomach or for diarrhea.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So dry these out. Just put them on a screen or out by the porch in the sun.
Yeah.
And again, diarrhea and upset
stomach, right.
Well,
and it's safe
son
to
of a-
use for adults and children.
How about that?
And you can just, gather them in the summer, get you a big bag of it, dry them, and you're good to go all year.
So you could put those in an old tin or whatever and,
Oh, yeah.
and label it, and there you go.
There you go.
Catcher's mitt, kind of, sort of. Here's a more typical shape. Tell them what that is.
This is sassafras.
And you know another way to check and see?
Smells so
Smells
good.
Yummy.
Yeah,
Tell
definitely.
Tell us about the root of this outfit.
This is sassafras, and the root, it makes a yummy tea.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about the tea is it will actually lower your body temperature. So it's great for a fever, but you don't want to drink too much of it if you don't have a fever because it still lowers your body temperature. So either way, it's going to lower your body temperature. But it's a great tea. If you're going to dig it up, the best time of the year for any root is probably the fall or winter. It's going to have a more potent balance in the wintertime and in the fall. You can still dig up roots in the spring and summer, but they're not going to be quite as powerful at that time of year.
And it's got almost a licorice taste to it.
It does.
I love it.
Do you? Yeah. I like to add a little honey to mine.
Mm-hmm. Sassafras tea.
Sassafras tea.
It was a hot walk in the woods, and
Yes,
thanks
it
to
was.
Jennifer for coming back. And Craig was in the background, you didn't see him. He's going to be on in a couple weeks to talk about tree ID.
Yeah.
So
He knows
Ju-
a lot too, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, did you learn anything today?
What was that stuff that stings my legs up? I don't like it.
Stinging nettle.
Okay. Remember I got in it that one time and had come
You know how
running
to
to
cure
you?
it? Go pick a bunch
I
of it.
heard her say
and then rub
that.
it all
Yeah,
over.
uh-huh, rub it on
you,
my
no, you don't.
face. Okay, all right.
No, actually, you don't do that. You
How would I
pick it-
stay out of it?
That's a good
That's
thing.
the
That's
best
probably
way
the
to
best
keep
way to
away.
do it. Now, behind us, we're keeping the right temperature. It's right below 100 degrees, right around 100 degrees. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
It's been going a couple hours.
It's like you
Two
could
and a
take
half
bite.
to be exact.
Can you take a bite?
Oh, I'm telling you what, this is going to be yummy, yummy, yummy. Now, when our dads were growing up, it being Father's Day weekend, let's talk about our dads, this was commonplace. Of course, their smokehouses were probably a lot bigger, and they probably processed a lot more meat like that. They probably had hams hanging from the previous winter where they did their hog killing. But let's talk about our dads. Why do you have the best dad in the world?
You know, we both have the best parents in the world, don't we?
Yeah.
My dad was always so encouraging and wonderful. Everything I did was, anything I cooked tastes good. I don't care how bad it was. I could see Mom roll her eyes. He thought it was good. He encouraged everything I did. Music.
He liked your music?
Yeah, he liked everything. Everything was encouragement from him. And just, he thought I did a great job, and he was fun.
Let's visit with Bill as we honor our fathers this weekend and listen to him talk about the ice truck. You know what, we got the oil lamp burning, and it's time to talk about the old days. You know, when I was a kid, I was always interested in things that happened way back when. I wish I'd have set my great-grandparents down and taken a lot of their memories and somehow talked about that. We got Wild Bill here, Nicki's dad.
Did you ever hear, though, remember when we were kids, the people go by with the ice cream cones, they'd sell them, they'd ring a bell, ring a bell.
Oh, yeah.
And it'd be followed about 20 kids behind them.
Yeah.
Well, when the ice truck went through, the same thing. All the kids were following
Ice truck.
the ice truck.
Now see, that's what a lot of people are going to think, ice cream truck. No,
This
you're
was-
talking about back in the day,
it was ice.
refrigeration was not
That's all they
done
had
with
was-
electricity. You had an ice box.
And they have a big thing inside loaded with ice in the winter, and it never melted. And they would come in and just haul pieces out.
So they would cut like pieces of the
Yeah.
lake out, put it
Yeah.
in an insulated building.
They'd bring it in pieces, all cut certain pieces.
Yeah.
And they loaded the truck, and when they took it out, they brought it to your house, they would come in and set it in your ice packs.
And you said the kids would follow it because they wanted a little piece of ice for a
They were
treat.
following the truck.
For
Because they had to
summertime
chip
treat.
it sometimes to make it fit. It was, everybody did it.
Wow. And what would it last? Maybe a week in the
I
ice
don't know.
box.
All I know, it melted and the water went outside.
And the truck, you said it was always leaking water.
Always leaking water
Because
too,
the ice
yeah.
was always melting
Yeah,
as you
yeah.
traveling down the road. Did you grow up on the farm, or did you kind of move to Garden
No,
City?
we spent our summers there when we were little kids. We went there when we were little babies. See, we were born in '35, and we
You were a twin.
twins.
Now, you mentioned that there was a kitchen, and there was a summer kitchen.
The summer kitchen was in when the hot summer, but the kitchen would heat the house. When you got up in the morning, you'd go to the kitchen where they were frying the eggs. Oh, there was delicious.
Probably wood burning stoves. They were
Well, yeah,
probably
wood burner
cooking it.
stove, and they
Wow.
would make the wood burner stove. They'd bake stuff in it. That was hot heat in the house. That's the only heat they had.
But in the summertime,
In the summertime, they went out and back, just like a door here. And this room here was the summer kitchen. They did all their cooking out here. And none of the heat went inside,
right.
just the meal.
Now, what do you remember as a kid growing up on the farm? What did you get? What kind of food did you get on the farm that you didn't get back in Garden City?
Oh, in the summer we got green beans and peas and everything. And I used to go out and pick blackberries with them, and we'd make blackberry jam, all that stuff. We had gardens. They had chickens. They raised chickens. It was a self-reliant home. They had cows and they butchered, but the food was delicious.
You know, your dad grew up during the Depression, and during that time,
That's right.
food
They
was
lost
scarce.
three. They had 3 farms. They lost 2.
Wow. And during that time, food was scarce.
They did a lot of canning, like I do. You can't freeze. You just freeze your green beans and put them in the bank. That they never
The
froze.
bank.
The bank.
Now, that's what we talked about. It was kind of a root cellar.
It's a root, but it's a bank, and you had all your stuff. All your canned goods were here. All your potatoes and everything. And you go in, open the door, go down in, and then bring out what you want. Nothing froze.
So it's down in the ground, so it probably keeps a constant temperature of 50
It would probably be
degrees.
50 degrees at the max.
Yeah. And so they kept all the vegetables.
Everything was
everything.
fresh.
The bank.
The bank, and then they used to smoke stuff like with your smoking thing.
Uh-huh.
They would smoke the hams and stuff and hang them out. Well, they were out there forever.
Yeah.
Just cut them.
And then they bring them out and cut them and
Yeah.
put them back in there.
Yeah.
What were your chores on the farm?
Well, when we were little boys, our chores was just to entertain them. But no, they taught me how to milk.
Wow.
And I used to run the what do you call it, separator? When you have the
Oh, the cream separator?
it did that. We cranked
Did you ever
that.
churn butter?
Yeah, and butters. Yeah, and then we had the buttermilk, all that stuff. My fondest memory was picking blackberries with my aunts.
Now, did she make the jam and show? You
Yes,
still
I-
make jam. She showed you how to do it.
Yeah, and we put in a garden. I'd go out and pick tomatoes, and we'd pick beans. And my favorite dish was green beans with ham. It was delicious.
So, you got the best dad in the world?
I do, but you're pretty close too. Why do you have the best dad?
Why do I have the best dad in the world? Because let me tell you about my dad.
Okay.
He was a surveyor, a draftsman. He preached. He was constantly busy, but guess what? There's always time to take me fishing.
Time for you.
I mean, times when I would, I would look at him and I would just beg him. And I knew he was setting stuff aside that was important.
Right.
But yet he would take, come on Timmy, let's go. And he'd pick up the fly rods or whatever and say, let's go. And we'd go spend X amount of time. And I remember crying when we had to leave the lake. I was 22, 23 years old.
Last week.
You cried last
okay,
week.
I was a lot younger than that.
Okay.
But just to spend time with Dad was important. And I remember him cooking as a kid. It was always a special treat when he made his hamburgers.
They're good.
World's greatest cheeseburgers. Here's Dad. All right. Of course, Mom had to start things out, as usual, but Dad's going to follow up with the main course. These are the world's greatest cheeseburgers.
Exactly.
And we can vouch for that because, do you remember when we said, Dad, please make the world's greatest cheeseburgers? And you would. All right, let's talk about the world's greatest cheeseburger and how simple it is, but the way that you make it. Now, a lot of people like White Castles, but a lot of people can't eat too many of them because strange things happen to them when they eat mass quantities of these things. And some people put dehydrated onions. Those kill me. These are fresh onions.
Right.
Now, tell us, if you will, give us an overview of how you start.
Okay. The thing is, these go so fast, you have to have everything right ready. So I've got the hamburger balls made up. I've got the buns buttered. I've got the onions chopped. The cheese ready where I can get right hold of it quick.
Dill pickles, room temperature.
Dill pickles, room temperature, salt and pepper, handy. But I got the idea from a small restaurant where they had a lot of customers and they had to serve them very quickly. And the hamburgers would cook instantly. They would go together instantly. And these, to be world's greatest cheeseburgers, they have to be eaten immediately.
Yes, they do.
Right off the grill.
And we never have a problem with that. Remember us sitting there waiting for the next one? Now that's what, just a little bit bigger than a golf ball.
Yeah, something like that.
What you're thinking, okay, that's not a whole lot of meat, but that's exactly the amount of meat that you need to make the world's greatest cheeseburgers.
It cooks up some, and it'll just about take care of a bun.
Hey, Dad, look here. I found this in an antique store. It used to have a rooster on it, but I put it in the dishwasher. That's an old hamburger press. Put one in there, see what you think. You can just flatten the heck out of them.
I think that'll work great.
You like that?
Yeah, just the right.
Kind of makes it uniform.
Got the right flatness.
How about that?
Now this fellow in the restaurant, when he flattened the hamburgers, he threw one on the grill and he took the spatula and he went, and it was flat. That's how quick he did it.
He had that muscle memory. He'd been doing it for so long. Everything was exactly one after the other.
Quick and perfect, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna grab some stuff and help you take everything over because I'm dying for
Okay.
burgers.
Basically, you have your skillets hot, at least two skillets, but you put the hamburgers in the skillet, flatten them out as flat as you can get them, put the buns in the other skillet so they can be toasting, and as soon as the hamburger gets done on one side, or while it's cooking actually, you put the onions on top and push the onions
Smoosh them in.
into the burger. Right. And then you can see when the one side gets done, you quickly flip the burger to the other side. When you do that, you put the cheese on. And then when the whole thing is finished, the bun should be finished, the hamburger finished. You take it out, put it on the bun, put the pickles on it, and put it on a plate ready to eat.
You know what? Anytime you fix these, people just start showing up from off the street, wherever they are, and they start grabbing them. It's hard to keep everybody away from them, but you know, I was wanting to have at least 3 or 4 of these, but I think we should commence to eating them right now. Those are the world's greatest cheeseburgers. You know, most times when you eat a hamburger, you want some ketchup or mustard. I think that would take away from this. Try this. If you don't like it, we'll come to your house and beat you up and take your hamburger.
That's not nice.
No,
Thanks, Deb. Good job. You're welcome. Super.
Grandma Nicki's here tonight, or Nicki Senior, as I like to call you. You know what? I came to your house one time not too long ago, and you said I got some pickles, or you always serve them with dinner, and they're about that thick, and they're delicious. They're my favorite pickles. But it was unusual because I noticed that I would always take them out of a dill pickle jar. Now I like dill pickles and I like sweet pickles, but these are like a hybrid. What's the secret?
There is no secret. There's only 3 ingredients.
When you look at this recipe, it's not, you didn't grow your own cucumbers, you don't have to buy cucumbers. No. This is specifically for taste. They're delicious. Now, I could eat those, a whole jar of those for dessert. So you buy a jar, and this is usually, you buy the Vlasic Crunchy.
Right.
And then what's the magic you do?
Sugar, apple cider vinegar, and pickling spices.
And that's it?
That's it.
So you take this existing pickle that's already fixed, it's cured, it's crunchy, it's good to go. What do you do with the juice that's in there?
You throw the juice out.
So you don't use that juice?
No, no.
Well, let's get started.
Okay.
So show us what you do.
Just take the pickles out. Well, first of all, we dumped all the juice out.
Right. Nicki Jr. did that behind the scenes.
Yes, and we're just going to cut these pickles in thick slices, maybe an inch.
The beauty about this is you can get this unique taste, but the whole process is fairly short. And I hate to say this because I've done some very complicated pickle recipes, but that's probably one of my favorite pickles in the world.
I love sweet pickles, but these are my favorite.
All right, we got the pickles cut up.
Yes.
Now you're gonna make your concoction.
Yes. 2½ cups of sugar.
All right.
A cup of apple cider vinegar.
All right.
A tablespoon of the pickling spices.
You sure we don't need more sugar, Grandma?
2½ cups.
This is really unusual, the whole process is, because you're already taking something that's finished and you're kind of making something else out of it. So just bring that to a boil?
Yeah. And it doesn't have to boil very long. Just bring it to a boil.
How long have you been making these?
20, 30 years.
No good.
Yeah.
We're up there, I was cooking spaghetti a little while ago, and you were talking about cooking with your mother in the restaurant, and a lot of the stuff that you were talking about doing would sound tedious.
Yeah.
Cleaning up and doing all that. And I said, did that bug you? And you said?
No. I learned so much from Mom. I just loved being with her. She would cook everything. I learned her recipes.
And that was at the state restaurant?
That was at the state lunch.
State lunch. And where was that again?
In Latrobe, Pennsylvania.
Rolling Rock Beer.
Rolling Rock Beer and the home of Arnie Palmer. How about Mr. Rogers?
A lot of famous people from there.
Yeah.
But not nearly as famous as you.
Yeah, right, and me. And then once that boils, we're just going to pour it in here and put the lid on. That's it.
Just like that.
Yep. Okay, I can hear it.
It's getting ready to boil.
It's coming.
All right.
Okay.
Let's pray for a non-broken jar.
Yeah. It didn't boil very long.
Those pickles will probably cool that down. Now you see you've got that traditional pickle look with the pickling spices in the Vlasic jar. And so shake them up for 7 days. Of course, they won't last. By the time they're chilled tomorrow, I'll be having me some dill / sweet pickles. All right, let's go back to Latrobe. Earliest memories in the restaurant.
We had every walk of life in Mom and Dad's restaurant. We had doctors and lawyers and people that worked at the, the 5 and 10, and people worked at the AMP, and because of the blue law in Pennsylvania, they were closed all day Sunday. But Mom and Dad left the doors open in the restaurant, and people a lot of people lived in the hotels downtown, so they knew Mom and Dad had the restaurant open. They could come down, eat anything they wanted. Mom and Dad didn't charge them anything.
For free?
For free.
On Sunday, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. Did your brothers and sisters all work in the restaurant?
Yeah.
Everybody?
We all did.
So it was kind of like the big Greek wedding?
Big Calcarinas, yes, yeah.
I wish I could have seen that place, and I wish I could have met your father. And your mother.
I'll tell you, they were very well loved.
Thank you, Grandma. I can't wait till these are chilled.
Okay. Okay.
All right, it's time to talk about our Facebook page. Check us out and like it. See where we're going and what we're doing. And Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen reached a milestone this week. Guess what?
What?
2 million views.
Wow.
Woo! People watching from all over the world. I look on there and people are watching Scandinavia and Saudi Arabia and all over the place. It's really cool because you can get on there and look and see where everybody is. Recipes you might not have seen before, how-to stuff, how to build a smokehouse, raising and butchering rabbits, pigs, all sorts of stuff around the farm. You know, I'm gonna let this go, I don't know, maybe 6 to 8 hours. I really wanna get that hickory smoke ingrained in that. This is gonna be magic. Magic. How you like a little smokehouse?
I like it, and it's cute.
It is cute. I mean, it fits the motif. You know what? This is our settlement. This is our little place. You know what? I could live up here off the grid.
That's where you are when I can't find you.
I know. I sneak up here and take a nap.
I know
when it
where
gets
you are,
too noisy and there's a bunch of people down there.
That's right.
I take naps.
You like your naps.
And it's time to close the show, so it's all about
Good times,
good friends.
and good eats.
We'll see you next week
Yummy.
on Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen.
To order a cookbook, please call 502-319-0487 or email timfarmerck@gmail.com. Special thanks to Elmwood Stock Farm, Kentucky State Parks, Lodge Cast Iron, Riverbed Builders, Waterscapes, funding for Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen is brought to you by Emerson Farms, Mama DeVecchio's, Creative Coffees Roastery, Kentuckiana Countertops, Marksbury Farm Market, Weisenberger Mill. Fishing, family, and fun. Backwater Outfitters, serving Kentucky's outdoor needs for over a decade. Gulf Coast Connection, your connection to seafood straight from the Gulf to you. If you'd like to go fishing and catch them yourself, check in store for details. Jim's Express Car Wash, with locations in Radcliffe, Elizabethtown, and Louisville, a Kentucky family-owned business. Countryside Cabinets, custom cabinetry in the central Kentucky area since 1991. Remodel and new construction, custom-made kitchens and baths, located in Shelbyville, Kentucky. Countryside Cabinets Incorporated.